Alright, we live? So there's a few seconds delay of doubt of whether we're live yet or not. Takes a little bit to get going. There we go. Alrighty. So I'm just tagging the chat, let them know that I'm live now. Live now. Hello, Victor. First one in. Poison. Здравствуйте. Hello from Russia. That's cool. I did take Russian in school, but sad to say I didn't pay as much attention as I probably should have. Still somehow came out with a grade C in Russian, even though I can't speak any. Then I guess Здравствуйте, Privyet. And for some reason I remember Dosta Primachatelnosti, which I think means tourist sites. So studied it for like 2 years, came away knowing 3 words. And I can read like the Cyrillic alphabet, I can like sound it out if I need to. Hello, Starch Vulgasaur. So I don't know, should I just jump straight into the controversial stuff? Or people seen Fusion's latest videos? I think I'll get to that when we get more into the stream. Right, we've got 79 skips. Let's use some of them up. Top 24, that's good. That gives us some leeway. If we start at top 1% of chasers, tornadoes are already going to be insanely intense, and then intensifying them with the chemicals beyond that gets out of hand very quickly. So 24% means the tornadoes are going to be good, and they're going to be violent, but they're not going to get out of hand as quickly. Probably still will get out of hand, though. Yeah, let's chase. So let me quickly go over the change log 1 second, before we jump properly into the game. Here we go. Git log. So the last update was 30th, I think it was. So yeah, I did some more fixes to the wall cloud randomization. Oh wait, I think I showed this one. There was some disagreement between the timestamps. I made tail clouds more prominent. I'm still not sure if they're prominent enough though. And then somebody made a suggestion. Let's give credit where credit's due. Where was it? It was in game suggestions. Somebody gave the suggestion to not have the wall clouds rotate quite as much. Sorry, I would give a shout out. I'm looking through the Discord channel now, trying to figure out who mentioned that. So somebody suggested to have the wall clouds not rotate quite as quickly, and that's what I try to do. What I try to do is make the wall cloud rotation match the tornado rotation speed by a bit. So it'll match it somewhat. It'll be slower with slower rotating tornadoes and faster with more quickly rotating tornadoes. Added the Y inversion as requested, so that's going to hopefully be published tonight. Fixed the issue where when you run into the tailgate, it damages the player. I've then, as you can see, I've been very active on the development updates channel, reintroduced the 2023 style cells. Then, yeah, just some notes to myself, happy-ish with the results, and then still wasn't 100% happy. Reintroduced some of the original game logic, so rather than the tornado always being in the direct center of the cell, it's now offset. And then One of the issues I had with the random generation is sometimes it could generate just a really tiny cell. So if you looked at it from a distance, it would literally just be like a tornado. Like you have your tornado here, if I can do that line. Then you just have like this like 3 mile high spike of cloud just directly above the tornado. So what I do is I make sure the cell covers at least 30% of the area, and that seems to generate decent enough cells so that the tornado doesn't become detached or have no clouds above it. And then today I experiment with adding hook echoes, and then I'm really happy with how the hook echoes work. Um, Combined with the old diamond square style generation, I'm really happy with it. So that's what we're going to be testing tonight, and hopefully everything works as expected. So let's play. So let's get reflectivity up. That's what this whole thing's about. Yes, it looked a lot more organic looking than before. I'm not sure. I might as well warn this streak of towns here while I'm already here. We do have that 5-minute grace period, so let's just watch on the radar. Let's watch the formation, the cell formation from a distance now as well. So it doesn't always resemble like a sombrero. We've got hooks as well. So in the original version of the game, I tried to introduce hooks by simulating like a 2D, like doing like a 2D fluid simulation. And that was very computationally expensive and didn't really make much of a difference to the shape of it. So I asked Codex to look at how I previously tried to implement it and come up with an improvement, and it came up with this interesting way of adding like a U. So UV, that refers to texture coordinates, where U is horizontal and V is vertical. It does this offset distortion to create the hook effect, and it took several iterations. The first few looked absolutely awful, and then it finally created something I was happy with. So hopefully, if we have solid looking tornadoes with no glitches, with like, remember in the original game you'd sometimes have tornadoes and it'd be like over here with clear sky above it, which just wouldn't look right. So if we don't have that, and as long as the hooks behave decently well, like I'm not claiming mega realism here, but something that is obviously a hook and gives you a clue to which part of the storm the tornado's in, I think is the important thing. Silver Wolf, is the velocity being redone as well? So I haven't changed anything to the velocity yet, but yeah, you raise a good point. I've redone the reflectivity, so I should probably rethink how velocity is done as well. So I haven't changed anything in the velocity radar. It will render differently because I only render velocity where there's actually density in the reflectivity, because the whole way velocity radar works is by detecting moving particles. So if there's no moving particles, there can't actually be any velocity detected. So that's why I've seen a slightly different shape now. Is there a tornado already coming down already? Tiny tornado just now. See, there's a tornado. Where's the wall cloud? Is that it? I can't really see anything from here. Let's sound the siren actually. How far away are we? This is America. We're not going to walk there. I'm starting to see something. That's an anemic looking wall cloud. Wow, that's coming out through loud from a headset. How long do hunts go for? It's randomized. I can't remember exactly what it's set to in career mode, but I think it's about 2 to 5 minutes. Maybe 2 to 4 minutes. Tornado's starting to come down. It's a very small wall cloud. So I need to turn reflectivity off. I need to be able to see where I'm going. intercept point. Actually, I'm thinking we go east a bit further. Better road network there. Also, how much the cell hooks by is also dependent on the strength of the tornado. So you got a pretty weak tornado, so you got a pretty weak hook just now. Whoa. Nothing like a little bit of oversteer to wake you up. The y-axis being added. Ah, yes. So hopefully I've got it the right way around, because I realised... and thank you very much for the purchase as well. You kind of purchased that on faith that I'd add the feature, so I do keep my word. So I'm hoping I got it the right way around, because in the third person view, without inversion on, it's thumbstick down to look from this angle to pan up and thumbstick up to pan down. But in first person view it's the other way around, so I may need separate inversion. Let me know if I need separate inversion controls for both the first person and vehicle view. Right, I need to see what's going on here. Right, oh, and a good spot for an intercept here. Let's decide which chemicals do we need. Let's not do wind straight away. I think let's do temperature and pressure. Let's slow it down, but also make it a big tornado if we can. Where's the intercept point? I think the intercept point's a little bit further west. Oh, stuff's getting tossed about already over there. Those other towns are somewhat in danger, but I feel like we can warn them quick. We're ahead of the tornado, which is the key thing. I feel like we can warn them relatively quickly. If we need to, if it looks like it's going to turn that direction. But it looks like it's turning more to the west than to the north. And everybody's fully sheltered in those towns now. You see it's moving 40 miles an hour, so we definitely want the temperature chemicals. I'm trying to eyeball it here. I think a little bit further west, then we need to use the actual real life trick, which is to choose a reference point, which I think I'll make that wind turbine. Yeah, this thing looks like it's coming straight towards us. So, let's grab that. Up and over. Dead easy. And let's lift the tailgate and escape. Just add them for peace of mind, yeah. So I'll release this with the first person inversion, and then I'll add a separate vehicle inversion feature for the next one. Oh, is it turning north? Okay, right, we need to get north before it cuts off our escape route. I like the idea of making different charts for the probe. Can you expand a little bit? So I'm not sure if I know exactly what you're suggesting. Sorry. Right. We've got a little dot of motorway here. Actually, no. I'm just gonna keep my speed up. So I'm gonna not look at chat just for a minute here while I warn these towns. Right. Let's go first person view and power slide. Where's the tornado? Still hasn't fully condensed either. It's already causing enough damage. So we need to go here. Oh, okay, we just need to go straight and then warn that first town. I'm going to try and glance at the chat. Is there a cap for winds? No, the cap is how long you can manage to survive for, or how long before until your computer crashes from the amount of debris physics it's having to simulate. Right, we need to pull up in style outside the siren. There we go, that's how you do it. Oh, it looks like it's lifting a little bit. It's weakening just as it gets here. Now's a good time for a quick recall, and maybe even a quick deploy. And let's continue west. So yes, I'm just going to jump into some of the, I wouldn't say controversy, but definitely shots fired. I watched Fusion's latest videos. Gotta say, I don't really follow Rdub's content much. I've watched a few of his videos. I do kind of get the point that he makes about like keep rehashing old content, and I do see a lot of thumbnails where it's like I'm not just calling out Rdubs. I don't know enough about his channel to offer criticism, and I'm nowhere near as big of a YouTuber as him, so not from a criticism in that way. But I do see another content where it's like 10 million cape, 50 million cape, 100 million cape, and it's like, at what point does it just not make any difference how much cape there is anymore? But it's also a valid point that it is difficult to keep coming up with unique content when there's very few, if any, updates in Twisted as well. Happy birthday to my wife. Yeah, I'll pass it on. She's been really appreciating people taking the time to say happy birthday. Yeah, and I'm not just abandoning her to come stream. We've been able to spend the whole day together, which has been really nice, which we usually can on a Saturday unless there's some other event or appointment. And we've had a lovely day. Gone and got some nice food. Gone and ordered some food in, and now she's on the phone talking with her family. And she's also, I got her some nice things to do as well. She's really into some crafts right now. So I got her some stuff to do with that, and yeah, she's really excited to do it. So she's she's got plenty to do. And I definitely passed it by before coming up to do the stream. So I said, I'm thinking about doing a stream, and she's like, yeah, go for it. On the game and spawned in a cornfield. Yeah, not the most ideal spot because there's very little visibility and you drive pretty slow. Where am I? Oh, whoa, that's turned completely north. This is resembling like a mirror image of the Bridge Creek Moor tornado. Right, we need to get north then. And fast. But yeah, going back to Fusion's video, I think his concerns, criticisms are fair. You got a mix of both Twisted not really releasing updates, overbearing moderators, and then also kind of like the knock-on effect that has on content creation as well. I did send him a message just saying props for speaking your mind, because yeah, it takes courage to say something that you know ahead of time is going to be controversial. Yeah, I think I do need to rebalance the cape and helicity and how because it's hard for me to get exact values. By that I mean I can't say like, oh, it will be an F5 in these conditions and an F3 in those. I've made everything probabilistic, so it samples the cape at every point and essentially consumes them and the helicity, and it uses that to dictate how strong the tornado can get, how much it will strengthen or weaken by, and whether it will like strengthen, weaken, cycle. But it's all probabilistic, and what the cape and helicity do is skew those probabilities. So it's really hard to balance it exactly how you'd like to get. But yeah, I know what you mean, it does need some rebalancing. Oh wait, I need to do quick recall. How far did we get with camp? Did we get any progress? Any set? Oh, okay, we got 60% there. I don't know. Should I go off road? I'm not going to have many chances to intercept between now and then. I don't want to go off road through a forest though. Actually, you know what? Let's just stay on road. Let's just get what we can in that time. Change the storm systems, look like it fills the whole sky. Yes, so I don't know when the last time in the game was, but we've now got some volumetric rain curtains, so that's what you can see. You have two sets of them. One set that's around the actual wall cloud and tornado itself, masking the tornado, so that's what you can see there. And then in the supercell, more largely, you've got like volumetric rain shafts. So it's not just like a particle in the distance. If I drive far enough, I can actually drive through those rain shafts, and everything will get like cloudy and difficult to see. So yeah, volumetric rain curtains have been added. And then as well, we're not even looking for the hooks, that's the whole point of this. So yeah, you can see we've kind of got a weak hook on the east side here. Like I say, I can't get exact realism, but I can at least get something which resembles it, and from time to time will look realistic. Right, let's zoom right in here. You want to be on the rightmost flank. It's difficult to get an exact position because it's quite a narrow kind of cone shape right now. Can we ride it out? I think we might be able to ride this one out, you know, and guarantee ourselves. Let's just safety first. Make sure the tailgate's closed. I don't know how that's related to safety in any way, but I think we can survive this one. Those may be famous last words, but let's see. Looks way better. Oh, thank you. How do you level up from freshman? So there's two ways of progression that are both required. One is to earn money from selling data, which you've probably figured out by now. You go onto the data page, collect data, click analyze data, and you'll get money. To level up specifically from freshman, you need to warn towns, so you need to warn them before they're impacted by a tornado. The more lives you save, the faster your progression increases. Or I say the more your progression increases. Let's even get some chemicals released into this thing. Are there any towns you need to worry about? Not really, so let's just try and stay inside of it. See how it responds to these. I've driven too far. I'm gonna have to go first person and drive through the woods. I feel like the Slender Man's gonna jump out. Whoa. Okay, there's some debris here. Not sure what it's hit, but it's hit something. Let's just zoom in a bit. Data. Come on, let's try and catch up and get in it. Oh, big power flash. That house is coming apart. Right, let's get on the road. Let's try and get into this thing and get at least the first batch of chemicals released. Come on, drive. Let's just watch out for these flying wind turbines. And we'll get in there. Somehow the propellers are still flying. That happens sometimes. Alright, let's not go off map. That's a little bit cheaty. So how close did we get there? 84% and 82%. Right. Because one thing I like about the chemicals is you can choose your strategy. So last time I did just temperature to try and slow it down first. But what I'm trying to do is like trade that off a bit, so it's going to take longer to release the chemicals, but we can get a wider tornado and slow it down as well at the same time. Just hop out and watch that dissipate, and then we'll get another tornado spawn nearby, and then we can chase that across the entire map. Got 16 deaths, yeah. All you need really is one or two well-timed warnings and you can level up. Like, I reset my progress a couple of weeks ago on stream, and I caught back up within, like, I think it was 2 or 3 streams. Speaking of rebalancing, I think I need to rebalance the leveling up as well. I think it's too easy to rank up. You can get to Professor very quickly. But then purchasing upgrades, like the cost of them starts to go way up. And as well, yes, somebody's commented several times how the speed of the tornadoes in the end game are much faster compared to like the top upgrade levels of your truck, and I think that's a fair criticism. I think I need to maybe slow down the very top speed of the tornadoes, because yeah, if they're moving anything faster than 40 is really hard to keep up with. One thing you might see as well is I can't remember if it does this. The hook might start to unwind and become less noticeable as the storm weakens. Scuti and hodograph analysis. Oh, okay, is that what you meant by to make diagrams for wind parameters pressure at the location of the probe in a tornado? Oh, like, yeah, I've been considering that for a while. Like, you can view the probe and see like a time series graph. So like your x-axis will be time, and then your y-axis will be each of the values. That would be cool. I do have actually. I've already purchased like a graphing and like data visualization asset for Unity. It's just the problem I have is the style of it doesn't match. So this style of like these grey buttons where everything's like right angled and harsh edges is based on the Motif UI, which was popular, I guess, late 80s, early 90s. I've got a little tail cloud there. So that's what this is based on. It's like all 90s themed, and it's way too modern. A game that's changed so much from when you first bought it. Yeah, like I say, when I did a rebuild, it's not even a rebuild. I literally started in a brand new Unity project using a different rendering pipeline and a completely different concept. I just realized I kept promising, like, I think back in 2024, I was trying to re-release the game before Twisters came out. Even then, I realized, like, I'm still building on a not so steady foundation. So it was actually, well, I was on holiday in Wales. My daughters were playing, and I was sitting watching them, and I was just thinking about the game, and thinking, what can I do? And I'd recently played the board game Carcassonne. I don't know if anyone's played Carcassonne before, but it's a board game with tiles, and the goal is you got to build essentially kingdoms, but there's rules on how the tiles can match. So like roads have to link with roads, castles have to link with castles, and I think there's a couple of other rules, but it's fairly simple. Then I just realised, wait, instead of redesigning an entire map by hand, why don't I create some tiles in the game? So like rather than like castles and cities and villages and like dirt roads, why don't I make it like motorways and towns and build the tiles that way? That way it can be procedurally generated new every game, and it can also be much bigger because you only need to load in the tiles immediately around you. So I still remember where I was when I had that insight in Wales. It's taken a couple of years since then, but yeah, here it is. I'm really happy with it. We're sitting on a 30-kilometer map here, and yeah, rendering the map is not the challenge now. Different car options. Yeah, that's probably one of the whoa, that thing's going up quickly. Yeah, that's probably one of the most requested things, like TIVs and Dominators and different vehicles. I do want to commission a... I want to be... So if you know the movie this truck's from, you'll know the brand that this truck is. I purposely try to leave things unbranded because obviously I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have a license to officially display these brands. So I don't want to display brands when I don't have permission to, but I think I've paid for a license for this, for the model. I've removed the branding. So if you know the movie this is from, there's also another red truck, and I do kind of want to pay to have that modeled as well, and I'll put it in the game. I think I might have that as a second option, and then any future vehicles from that point will probably be DLC. Like, for example, the barn burner. Dusty's school bus, I think would be really cool to have. Alright, let's get ahead of this thing. That'll probably be heading south. Let's get velocity on for now. We need to get south as quick as possible, so let's just turn tornado tracks off. Our fastest route south is probably west a little ways, and then left next to the big cornfield. So let's do it. That way is west. Look how dark and ominous that is compared to before. Oh yeah, I also saw somebody posted a video 2 or 3 days ago of a game saying that they played for 20 minutes and they're probably never going to play the game again. And it was really frustrating, and they kept dying and getting killed by rocks. So I looked at the video. They're playing the 2023 version. I was like, yeah, those are fair criticisms. The 2023 version isn't well polished. There's a steep learning curve. So I just put on a comment saying, like, fair feedback. Appreciate the honest feedback. If we've got the 2023 version, they just need to make sure it's updated, then they'll have the 2026 version. And it should hopefully be more intuitive. And I would actually, since they were legitimately frustrated with the first version of the game, I would be interested to know how they think this version compares. Got the tail cloud feeding in there. That looks cool. Actually looks like the tail cloud's getting sucked into the wall cloud. It's part of the inflow. If a wedge and it's not telling me how big it is. Yeah, so it starts showing you the width when the ground, like, so it tells you the width at ground height, and the smallest size for that is 0.3 miles. So if it's not showing you the size, it's less than 0.3 miles. But can you see that? Let me try and zoom in on that. Can you see, like, it's kind of feeding in? You got right to left motion as it feeds into the wall cloud. Like that. Oh, I think I can see some dust getting kicked up as well. One thing I really like, so I know I go on about Dave Carter, I just absolutely love his music and the way he writes lyrics. Like, the way I'd describe something like this is, there is a tornado. In his song, he describes bellowing like a thunder drum, and invoking the storm of war. Then he describes a tornado as a twisting pillar spun of dust and blood up from the prairie floor. I was like, how poetic is that? Like, that is just some top tier lyric writing there. Yeah, I'd love a barn burner in the game. Make it so you can get money from pictures. Yes. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how that will work. Oh, we're getting some rain shafts there, left and right. I think this thing's going rain wrapped. Look at those precipitation curtains just starting to wrap around. Look at the motion in that. That wall cloud is cranking. You can see those precipitation curtains wrapping around and the tail cloud flowing. And this looks like it's going to be an intense tornado. We still need to get south. It looks like we're going to have a hook on the northwest flank of the storm. That's just because of where it spawns. It now needs to head south. That looks legit. You can see right where that is really spinning. Right. Oh, losing control a bit. There we go. I wonder if I should add lift off oversteer into the game. Apparently that's a very common cause for accidents for people who drive say BMW or a rear wheel drive for the first time. You have something called lift off oversteer. I'm maybe describing this technically incorrect, but from what my understanding is when you lift off the throttle, the weight of the car shifts forward, which means that your rear wheels have essentially less weight pressing on them, so there's less grip, and then oversteering is really easy to accidentally do. Oops, wrong way. I need to go that way. I need to go towards the storm. Oh, there's the funnel. Funnel's coming down. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a hook up on this side of the storm. Let's put the tornado tracks on. I'm going to have to turn reflectivity off. Right, how are we going to get to there? Got an amazing looking tornado here, but very poor road network to get near it. Like, you actually see the precipitation getting spun around the wall cloud. The random number generator's done a good job on this one. Right, let's take not this right, let's take the next right. On all rain wrapped, no, it's randomized. So some will be rain wrapped a little bit, some will be rain wrapped moderately, some will be rain wrapped extremely, and some will have no precipitation at all. Add AI traffic that act like idiots and follow storm chasers. I am actually thinking of it, since I only load a few tiles around at a time, I could have like cars spawn that are like parked on the side of the road and in the way, or that even just follow the track of the road. It's just I then have to add like my own AI vehicle system. I did purchase a proper AI like traffic system back in the 2023 version, but I removed it because it made the game so laggy. I've got to manually draw over every road of where you can of all the, you've got to like add junction points and show them which are like valid turns and stuff. It's a lot of behind the scenes wiring just to get it to work. Right, let's see if I can catch it with it. We're getting somewhat of a drill bit here. That's a very narrow tornado. We definitely need them slowed down so we can actually have a chance of catching them. Don't get caught in a wedge that's heavily rain wrapped. Yeah, that's one thing I like about the game. It kind of teaches an important real life safety lesson. Which way am I? Oh, have I gone the wrong way? No, I want to be going. Actually, no, I don't want. Alright, let's just go the long way around. I misread my map there. In terms of like, don't just go ploughing into a rain-wrapped storm if you don't have full situational awareness. We've got the tail cloud feeding in at the top right there. Power flashes, beautiful wall cloud, beautiful rain bands. Really happy with how this tornado's looking. Is it heading towards any towns? I don't think so. Alright, let's try and get this thing slowed down. It's really hard to catch up with. I'm going to take this next right so we can at least get close to it. We'll still be behind it, but at least we'll be close to it. Might see some trees getting lifted up in a second. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's a lot of motion in the bottom of that funnel. Look at it twist. Wow. So this is stream thumbnail time. Let me just switch the mode from rectangle to window. Did it capture it? I'm not sure that actually captured there. I need to drive so the camera goes wider angle. Oh, I think we kind of missed the moment there. The lighting was perfect there. Let's bring the hood back. Okay, how fast are we moving? 50 miles an hour. I'm actually thinking, yeah, let's go just temperature just now. I think top priority now is slowing this thing down. Oh, there's a couple of towns way off in the distance. Hopefully we can slow it down enough so that we can warn them. Wow, that's actually a lot more intimidating now we're getting closer to it. Power slide! That's the correct way to say power slide. Your voice has to go up 2 octaves. So I can see the chat's going. I will catch up on chat. Just trying to get some chemicals in this and slow it down. Hopefully it responds well to the temperature chemicals. Right, any second now. Oh. Okay, solar 10%, better than nothing. A lot of solar panels getting ripped up. See, then I need to take this left at the end of here. The tree thinks it's a tornado, but it isn't. Right, we're getting to screenshot time again. So I always need to take a few screenshots to prepare for future live streams. Oh wait, wind speed. I'm driving into it. Let's just slow down a little bit. Slowed it down. Oh, I think this warrants use of an EAS alert. You know it's bad when you're exiting the forest and all you can see is roofs and parts of buildings getting lifted. Right, let's just get out and admire this. Wow. Right, we still need to be on our mission to get chemicals into. We've slowed it down to 30 miles an hour. I think we can do better than that. That funnel's really lighting up. In VR would be insane. We'd also need insane hardware to render this in VR. That's the challenge right now. I think once technology catches up a bit, or maybe if you have like a VR where you've got like a dedicated like 5090 or something, you might be able to render the game. But the hardware requirements to do this in VR would be insane. Right, 140 miles an hour. Let's get this thing slowed right down. And then, should I just put all the chemicals on so we can get some good upgrades? Let's get it down. Okay, it's already down to 17 miles an hour. Let's enable all the chemicals. It's actually Ali Brosh who came up with that all the things meme. What was the name of her website again? People know Ali Brosh? Just hilarious, drew different cartoons. You know, the owner of VR Studio. So, you could ask him about how technically difficult this would be to translate into VR. I'm on a 4070 now. I'm probably getting about 50 to 60 frames per second. Rendering the volumetrics twice is gonna be nuts. Should we try deployment? Right. If it slows down to 24 miles an hour. Oh, since this is getting rain wrapped, our view of it's going to get masked somewhat. Oh, I think based on how that lit up the funnel, I think it's starting to go multi-vortex. It seems like there's some gaps there in the bottom of it. Bigger me lefty. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I think I might in that VR games have to all be rendered twice because you need two slightly different angles to create that stereoscopic 3D depth effect. Unless there's some clever way of doing it with AI, like if you could because now you've got like upscaling for games. So like you render it a lower resolution, then AI upscales it. Unless there's an AI, there's got to be some way of doing this where you render the game once and it actually creates the stereoscopic view for you. Well, look at all that debris. Oh, I think we're safe here. Let's watch across the road behind us. I'm going to stop talking because I like to create some clips where I'm not blabbing away in them. Wait, is it coming this way? No, I have a bad feeling it was coming this way. Oh, well, the probe got a direct hit. What does it look like from the probe camera point of view? It's like right in the middle. Will hail do damage to the player? Oh, we discussed this a couple of streams ago. Yes, I need to remember to add that. So just if you're outside of the vehicle in hail, just every now and then it'll just do some damage to your... Is that some chemicals that it's got released? It'll do some damage to your health. Yeah, I need to remember to add that. Oh, I think it's turning south. It's 0.6 of a mile wide now. So it still isn't even a mile wide. So I keep feeling my phone going off my pocket. Let me just check what's going on here. Just some automated emails and stuff. Nothing super urgent. Yeah, maybe intercepting that dirt road would be a bad idea. I'm going to try and race it along to here. We'll watch it as it impacts these towns. I kind of want to be ready in case they decide to unshelter right when the tornado's about to hit. The best looking... Oh, thank you. I kind of want to make myself a special badge of best looking tornadoes in a game. Oh, whoa, you see... Is that a horizontal vortex? Oh, whoa, that was. Horizontal vortices are coming off it now. Wow. Sorry, it's me stopping talking in YouTube clip time again. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, one of them went, even from the first version of the game, I always wanted to try and create the best looking tornadoes that I could manage. Because I feel like seeing the tornado is the reward for the game. So if the tornadoes don't look brilliant, it's not as rewarding to play. Maybe plan for another intercept. Let's do quick recall. Whoops. I wonder how strong the winds are in there. Because that's probably beyond F5, F6 now. Let's try and set up for a really quick intercept. Right. I'm going to deploy Bill Paxton style. Yeah, I'm loving the look of the horizontal vortices coming off there. And it's going multi-vortex. Oh, wow. It's really putting on a show for us today. Right, it might change direction. Let's deploy right on this intersection. Oh yeah, I promised Bill Paxton style. Wow, that thing looks menacing. I would not want to be in the path of that thing. And imagine something like that in real life. That would actually be scary. Like if you weren't chasing, if you were just like in your house, just chilling, and then that's coming towards you. When you're chasing, at least you've got some situational awareness, and you can position yourself and escape. If you're just in your house and caught off guard by something like this, that's a terrible position to be in. Oh, what's the hook looking like? Oh, you seen that hook? That is a big hook. Colour table suggestion. Oh yes, for the velocity radar. Sorry, I saw that and I kept making a mental note. So I have ADHD. I should probably not be making mental notes of anything. Like, I need to implement that. I really like the look of that, and then I just keep forgetting because then I'll remember some other feature I've been meaning to add into the game, and then I'll get distracted by that and then forget the other thing. Like I'll realize like every time I'll start a new stream and then somebody will mention something in the chat that I've been repeatedly meaning to add to the game, but every time I sit down to work on it, I forget about it. So yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, don't take it personally. I'm not like ignoring your suggestion. I'm just my working memory's a bit unreliable, and sometimes I forget things and need reminders. We'll do a modern style game like a 2026 version of 90s style. I guess the only thing that's 90s style really is the user interface. So what I could do is have like this would have to be like in the future, like a modern interface option, where like instead of F it's EF, and instead of this it's like, I don't know, whatever modern UI is right now. Probably like flat design. I think we're slightly in the path of this. I feel like we need to redeploy a little bit further north. This is really gonna have to be like a flying deploy. Please don't hunt now, I've got nowhere to go. Right, I think right about here seems a pretty good bet. This is definitely gonna have to be a quick deploy. It's starting to get to nighttime as well, so it's going to be difficult to see. And the remnants of that hook are just shown on radar now. I think I'm going to turn the headlights off, just it's a bit too much contrast. So I think it's screenshot time again. Let's see it from the probe camera's point of view. What sort of wind speeds are we getting? F2. So the game goes noticeably laggy whenever I launch this. F3. Are we safe here? Somewhat. It's starting to get difficult to see from over here. This is how Storm Chasing was in the before time. Oh, I'm still planning on having 90s style drones. It would just handle like a modern drone. Oh wait, I'm starting to lose health. It would handle just like a modern drone. It would just have a 90s interface with like VHS filter from the drone camera point of view. Oh, I don't want to go in the forest, we're not going to be able to see anything. Might just have to stay in the truck for safety. It's not even a mile yet. Oh, okay, let's see what sort of wind speeds are we getting. F3, F2. It's right in the middle of it. Yeah, I like the 90s era of storm chasing. Like, I do appreciate now being able to like watch live streams like that. Obviously, that would never been possible other than like live news coverage. But I could never, from England, just sit and watch a live stream in 4K of live tornadoes touching down. But now I also feel like we've kind of gone the other way, where it's so accessible. There's like a lot of like, I don't know. One of the things I've noticed a lot of like the weather content creators do is like the SPC will have like a 2% risk for tornadoes, and then you'll see videos come out like nobody is prepared for the tornadoes that will come today, or this storm is going to hit different. Like be aware today. Like it's like these attention grabbing titles, like literally it's like a 2% risk day, and it's like, but they always have to title the videos as if it's something like, it's like, this is going to be the most life-changing storm in a generation, and it's just like just clickbait titles, and then I kind of just stop paying attention. Yeah, that's the thing. It's more pure. Like you might have access to a computer in the morning to look at like the latest run of models or whatever, and have a look, check out the SBC forecast. Then what you might be able to print. You might even in the 90s been really fancy and had a printer, and print some maps and stuff out, like weather maps. But still, once you got out into the field, you had to pretty much rely exclusively on your skill and observations. You couldn't just be like, you could just pull out your phone and think, oh, this looks like a bit of a bust. Is there anything else nearby that might produce? Storm Chasers Outbreak in this game. Yeah, I'd like to say all good games. I like Storm Chasers, like the original storm chasing game. It was really good back in the day, and then the dev just kind of up and disappeared. Outbreak, I think, what they've achieved in a technical sense and from a simulation point of view is impressive. In terms of gameplay, I find it's just a bit too slow-paced for me. Like, I need to be able to set aside like an hour and a half, at least, to play it. And sometimes even then, it's still a bust. I think we're a little bit inside this tornado. We're doing okay for 200-mile-an-hour winds. I'm going to back up a little bit if I can. I think in terms of simulation, Outbreak's probably the most realistic game. But I still feel like the gameplay aspect of it's a little bit grindy. Yeah, I think sandbox is important. One of the things I learned from the last game is that people want to customize everything. Yeah, people want to customize a lot, so being able to give people the opportunity to customize the game how they like it was one of the top priorities as well. Okay, I think shall we analyze our data? Probably earn some good money on that one. Is the probe still getting samples? Oh, that thing must have been. The wind field was a couple of miles. So each one of these is 500 meters. So the F5 area is what? Almost 2.5 kilometers wide. Oh, Tornado Jockey. I was obsessed with that game. I even created my own cheats for it as well. I patched the DLL file, created my own cheats so that I couldn't die. Certain levels I couldn't get past. Yeah, Tornado Jockey was legit. Compared to what I think there was nothing. Like, I think that's the first proper tornado game which I played with, like a game specifically about tornadoes. Not Gary's Mod with tornado add-ons, like the first legitimate just tornado game. How much did we earn before, by the way, when I cashed in? Okay, we've got 1.3 million. Ah, yeah, because the tornado tracks have transparency added to them. So do Cape and Helicity. Oh, wait, what? No, not at night time. That's when it's scariest. Ah, okay, here we go. I don't even know where it is. Right, let's pick up my probe. Okay, right, that's just terrifying. I can't see anything, and all I can hear is a bunch of smashing. Quick recall so I don't slam into my own probe on the way out. I don't know where the tornado is. Let's at least turn the tornado tracks on so I've got some situational awareness. It's small and weak right now. I don't think it's much to worry about. It looks like it's died out anyway. Like it's dying out anyway. I think we'll analyze the data if we've got any more. Let's do some upgrades. Oh well, we can get the wind sampling rate down to 0.2 of a second. That is 1 million. Oh, just keep this as separate actually. Oh, should we do some radar upgrades first? My wife says yes. Okay. Oh, that's 700,000 though, just to make the radar image. Sorry, I disagree. Which one's the most useful one? Ads? So I'm trying to get the cursor over to here. Probably temperature is probably the most useful one to upgrade right now. Pressure. Let's just upgrade all of them. And then are there any truck upgrades worth getting? I don't really want to add weight to the truck. Yeah, I get what you mean. Reflectivity and velocity. Oh wow, look at that for a hook. Let's say I need to screenshot that. Let's move my mouse out the way. Let's pull the map like this. It's a shame it's not more in the map. Now that's a hook. You even got your inflow notch here. With the tornado right at the center. Is it still hunting me? No, it stopped. So I'm not sure what to do. How long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for an hour. I think I might just wrap things up now because the update I feel is ready to publish. So yeah, I think I'll sign out now and then yeah, get this live so you can all play it. Show me screenshots of your best hook echo as well. Also of your worst so I can see if there's any improvements I can do to it. Yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching and for participating, and also for the birthday wishes from my wife. She does really appreciate them. I'm just smiling now. So yeah, I'll publish this, I'll do another stream hopefully again soon, and you'll have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.